Think back to your school or college days. Making friends felt natural. You met people every day, shared experiences, spent hours together in classes, clubs, or casual hangouts. Friendships grew almost automatically. But now, after your mid-20s, things feel different. You might notice it suddenly. Starting a new friendship seems complicated, exhausting, or even risky. You meet new people, exchange a few laughs, but nothing sticks. Old friends are still around, but building deep connections with new people feels harder. If you've ever wondered why social bonds seem more elusive after 25, the answer is both psychological and situational, and it starts with how life itself changes as we age. One major factor is time scarcity. After 25, most people are juggling work, relationships, family, and personal goals. Whereas in school or university, schedules are often flexible and social opportunities frequent. Adulthood leaves far fewer windows for consistent interaction. Friendships need time to grow, and without regular shared experiences, forming new bonds becomes difficult. Even when someone is open to connecting, life commitments can unintentionally limit their availability, slowing down the natural process of building trust and intimacy. Another critical factor is psychological filtering. In our younger years, social circles are often built on proximity: classmates, teammates, neighbors. Adults, however, become far more selective. Over time, people learn which traits in others are compatible with their values, humor, and personality. While this selectivity can lead to higher quality friendships, it also narrows the pool of potential friends. The mind unconsciously evaluates whether a new acquaintance is worth investing emotional energy in, which can make casual interactions feel like subtle tests or judgment calls rather than spontaneous connection. Closely tied to this is the fear of vulnerability. Friendships require openness. They demand the willingness to share personal experiences, insecurities, and perspectives. As people age, past experiences, betrayal, misunderstandings, or superficial connections make them more cautious. Emotional investment carries risk, and the older we get, the more aware we become of that risk. The result is a tension. The desire for connection exists, but the perceived cost of exposure makes initiating and deepening friendships more daunting. Technology also plays a paradoxical role. Social media gives the illusion of connection, allowing us to maintain distant relationships or stay updated on acquaintances' lives without genuine interaction. While this can help sustain old friendships, it reduces the urgency to cultivate new in-person bonds. Liking a post or commenting online can momentarily satisfy the social brain, but it doesn't replace the trust, shared history, and vulnerability that real-life friendships require. The mind may feel socially fulfilled, but emotionally, something essential remains missing. Another dimension is identity consolidation. In your mid-20s and beyond, people's sense of self becomes more defined. You know your preferences, routines, boundaries, and priorities. This self-definition is psychologically healthy, but it can make flexibility in new friendships harder. Adapting to new personalities, adjusting schedules, or compromising on habits now requires more conscious effort than it did in youth. For some, even small differences, someone's humor, values, or lifestyle, can feel like barriers that prevent the natural fluidity of early friendships. The social context itself also changes. Many adults move away from dense social hubs like universities or neighborhoods where casual, repeated encounters foster friendship. New environments, workplaces, cities, online communities often lack repeated casual exposure. Friendships rely on a combination of proximity, shared experiences, and repetition. Without these, relationships may remain surface level or fail to form altogether. There is also a subtle cognitive shift. Risk perception increases with age. Early friendships often form through trial and error. Social missteps are quickly forgiven because both parties are still learning social norms. As adults, mistakes in social judgment feel riskier. People worry more about being judged, rejected, or wasting emotional energy. This heightened threat perception makes social initiation more calculated and cautious, which can slow or prevent the development of genuine bonds. Ironically, the very traits that make adult friendships more selective, self-awareness, life experience, emotional intelligence, also contribute to the perception that making friends is harder. Adults are capable of recognizing compatible personalities, understanding boundaries, and valuing trust. But this awareness comes with the cost of a smaller pool of perceived viable friends. Despite all these factors, forming meaningful friendships after 25 is not impossible. It requires intentionality, patience, and emotional courage. Adults must actively seek shared experiences, create repeated opportunities for interaction, and practice vulnerability even when it feels risky. The friendships that emerge under these conditions are often deeper, more resilient, and more mutually supportive than many of the casual bonds formed in youth. So when it feels like making friends is harder after 25, it isn't because human connection is disappearing. It's because life, cognition, and social context have changed. Friendship has become a deliberate act rather than an automatic consequence of proximity and shared daily routines. And the people who succeed in building strong adult friendships do so not by chance, but by embracing both the challenges and the emotional rewards of connection. In the end, the struggle to make friends after 25 reveals something fundamental. Relationships are no longer accidental, they are a choice. And choosing to invest in authentic connection is precisely what makes these friendships richer, more meaningful, and ultimately worth the effort.